where nobody claims it outright.
Where no one claims it outright because
you're live.
Was the leading candidate
Am I?
going in, and he's
alright, so I'm just going to sketch a little
Bernie
bit.
was the second leading candidate, and he kind of did
I will blow it
what
right
you
up to
expect,
full
but
screen
maybe not
today.
better than you would expect, and so New Hampshire is pivotal for Bernie's campaign.
I have a couple pictures of Heath pulled up on the side.
If you were to have a big win, it doesn't have to be gigantic, but let's say he wins by a solid 8-point margin, right? That would put him on
drawing
a
the Joker with that Joker
You'll have
guy.
1.5 states, let's call it. Probably a good candidate for Nevada as well. Just another caucus. Maybe not South Carolina, but you know, that's kind of the path that Bernie would have wanted.
Further down the list, you know, we talked about Biden and Bernie and Buttigieg.
Oh, I was also going to go live on Insta. I should bring that up first so that I don't forget.
Amy Klobuchar has been in single digits in a lot of state polls here. Have we seen movements?
And
not for Warren.
We built a campaign to go the distance.
Which is, you know, kind of what happens when you finish third place in Iowa. You have rival candidates finishing third.
Are you voting on Tuesday?
Yes, I am.
Do you know who you're voting for?
I'm still undecided. It's definitely a toss-up. I mean, probably Pete or Warren. It's definitely between those two. But
there are voters who today are Warren/Buttigieg swing voters, more college-educated voters. They might go toward Pete after Iowa. And Bernie kind of being a co-winner of Iowa, they might go to him potentially. And so she's gotten a little bit squeezed and would really benefit from.
I'm just going to put down the basic overall shape real dirty and quick.
Certain numbers, certain results that are make or break moments
where
for
the
campaigns, and is it more about the percentage, or is it
chat
more about what place you finish? What?
Well, it's kind of not for me to say, right? Because it's all
where the fuck it is.
The spin and how voters interpret it, how the media interprets it.
There it
right?
is.
Look, if anyone other than Bernie Sanders wins New Hampshire, then that's a big deal. And most likely
this over here. Did I actually click go live over there, or did I just bring it up? Alright. Let's try that.
That would make the process very topsy-turvy. That might up the chance of a contested convention. Obviously would help the chance of a Buttigieg nomination, right? But that would be pretty formidable. Obviously, if you did have a, at this point, somewhat miraculous comeback by Warren or Biden or Klobuchar, that would change things a ton, but those are less likely events.
Did the debate this past Friday night, I mean, I know these things happen over lots of time. We saw a Buttigieg surge starting, it feels like yesterday, but really over the last several weeks. Did the debate this past Friday, does that have any effect on things?
There's some evidence that it helped Klobuchar a little bit.
Every step of the way, we have defied expectation.
Which maybe is not great news for Buttigieg because they tend to compete with the same voters. We also did polling ourselves with Ipsos, and we asked people to rate.
It would be exceptionally interesting to see Amy come out from behind and win.
Generally, Buttigieg and Sanders also did well on that, as did Klobuchar. So they're kind of three big winners in that debate. The loser in our poll was Joe Biden, who got quite poor marks, especially being a front runner from voters after
his debate performance specific.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out is if Joe Biden, right, like in certain
just
polls,
putting in some shapes here.
He's a narrow fourth or even fifth. How much does that matter for a guy who clearly
to get
is like
the idea down? Actually,
I'm not sure it matters that much. I mean, it's more important how it does in South Carolina. I should say we have very little polling in South Carolina, very little polling in Nevada, very little national polling actually since Iowa took place, and so it's a little hard to gauge right now whether Biden has a local problem or a national problem.
New Hampshire traditionally has supported the neighboring senators or candidates running for president. And Bernie won here by 20 points last time. Elizabeth is a Massachusetts.
If he comes back, and I mean, there are always scenarios where Bernie and Buttigieg won some combination of Iowa and New Hampshire. They were not supposed to be Biden's strongest states, and that's fair. They were not scenarios that involved him finishing fourth place with 15%. But you never know, right? If he's doing poorly with liberal whites, but still doing well with white moderates and with African Americans, then he could still be very much alive in South Carolina.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to go back up and...
Senator Sanders, a new Quinnipiac poll has you on top for the first time. What do you say to that?
The polls are fine, but winning elections are more important.
You heard Nate say there's still a lot we don't know about how voters feel about all this outside of New Hampshire. Have they changed their opinion?
I did not get that, so I'll just do it now.
A new national poll came out from Quinnipiac.
Just out this evening on the eve of the New Hampshire primary, showing the shakeup at the top. In the Quinnipiac poll, Bernie Sanders now in the lead for the Democrats nationally.
And as this poll comes out, one of our reporters who covers the Biden campaign full-time calls me up. John Verhoeven, where are you?
It's just,
well, currently I am about
again,
10
live
minutes away
over
from
on
hearing Joe
YouTube
Biden speak here
for
in
full screen
Manchester,
stuff.
New Hampshire, on the eve of the primary.
And he says, these top-line numbers are not great. Like, no one wants to fall from first to second. Bernie Sanders now has the national
But I'd like to check in
lead.
here now
Way
to just
more
make sure
concerning,
people
he
know that I
says,
do have
he's listed
lives
very
up
down
on
below.
Well, I think the biggest
YouTube.
thing that should be just a flashing red siren for the Biden campaign is two numbers in this poll. One is his support among African American voters, which his campaign has said throughout this entire primary are the bedrock of his support. He dropped about 20 points in this one poll over 2 weeks with support among African American voters, and you saw Mike Bloomberg really pick up a lot of those voters. So that's one really flashing red light for him, and the other is with moderate and conservative Democrats, another part of Biden's base. He lost a lot of support there. He's only winning them by 1 point.
Originally, I had my support behind Biden, and now I'm not so sure. Today, my husband and I both said, I think I'll vote for Amy.
So if he has a bad result here in the primary and then these numbers hold, we are looking at a real struggle for the Biden campaign going towards South Carolina and into Super Tuesday next month, Brad.
So this is a big day for all these campaigns. They're all going to tell you they don't care about polls. Trust me, they do. But just remember, nothing in the state is a given right now.
Bring that down.
1 out of 5 people told pollsters this weekend they are still undecided. Take Norm. I meet him in a Dunkin' Donuts. He's 84 years old, military veteran. All he knows here is he doesn't like Donald Trump. So one candidate down.
The rest, I don't know what the hell to do.
And yet Norm knows he's definitely going to vote for someone.
I'm too old to make up my mind, and I forget in 5 minutes, so I won't say anything till I get there, and I'll pick somebody.
But, yeah.
And one last thing. When I left
like always, I don't like to talk politics at all. I do listen to the news in the background of my live cast, but I don't like to talk politics. But one way or the other, whatever it is, you should be voting. I mean,
in Millsfield, New Hampshire, literally the next town over, and it's bigger than Dixville, which isn't saying much.
There is
make it a thing,
people voting
like it's an event. Or why is it not an event?
And the total population
grab all your friends,
is 25.
go out, hang out in line,
Absolutely we are.
and then if you get it done real quick,
midnight voting event, which they'd say
go
is
get drunk.
the original one. As you listen to them, you can kind of feel this.
I don't know. I don't drink, but go get. I don't know. Go get high.
According to Millsfield Lord,
go do whatever you want to do.
In 1952, they're the first.
But
Dixville starts
vote.
in 1960.
If you do vote
the plan
first,
is, they say they'll switch the honors every
then go
4
do
years.
it.
Only Millsfield never got it back.
Mr. Tillerson went for the pomp and circumstance.
But then, just a few years ago, Sonia, who hosts government functions in her living room,
This is the town hall.
This is just a quick outline.
discovers the history of Millsfield.
I don't have a whole lot of time sketching this morning.
They decide to revitalize
I
it,
have
and
some
now,
stuff I have to
reporters
finish
come
writing and
to her town. Her town's votes are generating news.
some other things to finish.
Right now,
And I got something I gotta mail.
You
And I
know,
gotta go to work.
Being a poor country girl and put in the spotlight that I have been put into.
And last night, the votes came in. In Millsfield, Amy Klobuchar got 2 votes. Everyone else got 1. Over in Hart's location, the other town that does midnight voting.
Yes, that is
Amy
right. It is,
Klobuchar got
Nurse
6
Elijah
votes,
Joker.
winning
I'm glad you
8
could
votes
tell.
This morning, Amy Klobuchar is leading the New Hampshire primary. You're okay that I went to Dixville?
Oh my gracious, I have absolutely no reason for you not to go to and me being upset. Hey, listen, this is democracy in action.
That's right.
It is a big day, and of course, we will have all the results for you as they come in tonight
That arm
live
is a little
on
too
abcnews.com
big.
or the ABC News app. I'm Brad Milkey in New Hampshire. I'll see you tomorrow.
Actually, I don't know. Heath was kind of a beast compared to Joaquin. Like size-wise. I very much tend to believe that Heath's Joker could definitely have taken on Bane in a fight
Nearly every one of us has done it, nodding off behind the wheel. 1 out of every 18 crashes caused by a drowsy driver. What can you do to avoid being
Joaquin's right at the point where he was in the movie anyway. I don't know. I mean, he could have some ninja skill. It seems like he has some type of horrible PTSD, and he obviously goes into like tuck away hide mode, like freezes when it comes up to a conflict. Because I mean, I'm sure he can fight. I mean, look at him throughout the movie. He's skinny, yes, but looks snaky. But yeah, Heath's Joker, I would have loved to see just a brawl between him and Batman. Like Batman in like a tactical suit.
So the test, head toward a line of cones and try to react when the command is given to turn.
But you died, motherfucker.
I took out a couple cones.
You took out several cones.
Drivers do have tricks to try and stay alert, caffeine for some, but Chevy safety engineer Maureen Short calls coffee unpredictable. Says a good night's sleep is best. If you didn't get enough sleep, she suggests these tips.
Call someone. Get your brain into the drive. Play games. Engage your brain.
And if your car has lane departure, collision avoidance systems, make sure they're turned on.
Right. You went the wrong way.
I did go the wrong way.
The best advice, if you start to yawn.
This is all still just under-sketching here. I'm just going to finish this with like blocked in paint brushes here. But for the most part, this right now is just for fun, filling time. What about? See, the idea was to sketch this Heath pose with Joaquin's face, and it seems that I've totally gone off and just done whatever I wanted to do. So I'm gonna sketch something else. This is what I came in here to sketch.
When politicians send their thoughts and prayers with no action, we say no more.
You have no idea what it feels to get back home and not having your son here. Just focus on what I have to do for everybody, every other kid in this country.
Imagine getting in a plane crash, surviving, and getting on the same plane every day where the one issue that caused it isn't fixed.
After Parkland, in theaters nationwide this Wednesday.
In times like these, the news-making events happen here. ABC News.
President Trump meeting face-to-face with one of the world's most brutal dictators, Kim Jong-un.
The president.
To trust him. I do trust him, yeah. I think he trusts me, and I trust him.
Ivanka Trump.
I have to ask you about your emails. Your father had taken Hillary Clinton to task for this.
There just is no equivalency
to the idea of lock her up.
Again, now this one, I am going to try to remember to do what I was supposed to do.
For you to sit here and compare the president to a mom.
I kind of want the scars to still be there.
So people there that he can't trust.
But
Still working out.
Yes.
Michael Cohen.
So he's still lying.
Yes.
It's a big statement.
And now, in a year with so much on the line, we're right there.
Good evening tonight from Washington. A very busy news night.
America's #1 news source, ABC News, straightforward.
We all need someone who'll pull no punches and give it to us straight. No bull, no spin. Now imagine getting your news.
As always, over on my YouTube, if you want to leave comments, suggest things to draw, leave pictures that you like. If I choose them to draw them, you get them exactly the same way I was working the traditional stuff. And by you get them, I mean you get a large digital file. If it's your suggestion. And I end up liking it and finishing it. But yeah, you can do that over on my YouTube. Or you can just jump straight forward and go right to my Patreon and get a monthly surprise.
Start Here, the daily news podcast from ABC News. Even the New York Times calls us a top news podcast worth listening to. Start Here, free on Apple Podcasts.
Here are the top 5 things you know this Tuesday. Number 1, some surprises from the early voting in the New Hampshire Democratic primary.
Michael Bloomberg, who didn't even campaign in New Hampshire, came out ahead in one small community, but overall it was Senator Amy Klobuchar with the very early lead. Number 2, breaking news out of California, a new case of coronavirus confirmed in San Diego overnight, bringing the total number of patients in the U.S. to 13.
Yeah, Monday marked the deadliest day since the outbreak began, with more than 100 patients succumbing to the illness.
The global death toll is now more than 1,000.
Also, if you're watching the live video, click that like button. I always like that. Helps bump me up in the algorithm, get people seeing more of it. I'm just about to hit 5,000 followers on here. Seems like it's been forever. But I am going to do a contest and a giveaway
Number 4, you no longer
when I
have to go
hit.
to Atlantic City to play slots on the famed boardwalk.
That's right, the Hard Rock Casino has introduced a dozen new machines that are played online. The machines can't be played by people actually in the casino, but onlookers can see when a digital user hits the jackpot. And finally, number 5, the quest for Best in Show is on.
The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is underway, and 4 competitors have already been chosen, including a Sheltie who shocked everyone by winning Best in the herding group.
But watch out, one of the finalists, Bono the Havanese, may have a leg up on the rest of the since he placed 2nd overall last year.
Good luck to all the doggies there, and don't forget the ABC News app for all the trending stories.
Good luck to all the doggies there.
I'm Kimberly Brooks. Have a great day.
Hey guys, Maggie Rulli here for ABC News Live. We're in Yokohama, Japan, where that cruise ship is still quarantined in the port here. This is going on day 8 of a 14-day quarantine. The latest numbers show that at least 135 people on board have tested positive for that new coronavirus. We know
That
about
new
at least 23
coronavirus.
of them are Americans. There are plenty of other Americans on board as well. We've been talking with a lot of people on board that ship, and they tell us that right now they feel helpless. They feel afraid. They're totally dependent on the crew members to give them food every day, to let them know when they can go above deck, to even give them information. Now, they do have internet. That internet's been boosted, but they say, when you've been in one room for 8 days, not only do you go stir crazy, but you start to get fearful of your future, fearful when you see ambulances pick up, 10, 20, a couple days ago, 66 people from that boat. So it's definitely something that people are concerned about. But it's not just here in Japan. We also know
So they're taking the sick off the boat and bringing them ashore.
Confirmed case of this novel coronavirus has been recorded. It came on one of those evacuation flights from China. That adult is currently in San Diego getting treatment. We're still following up on that to find the exact status of how that patient is doing. We also know that this virus, as we said, is now worldwide, mostly mainland China. Across the globe, 40,000 people have been sick, and the death toll rising to more than 1,000. That is by far more than the SARS outbreak of 2002, 2003. Again, most of these are in mainland China, but many other countries have been picking up as well. Again, like we just said, 13 now in the United States. And in Hong Kong, where there are a lot of people nervous about the spread of this virus, we do know now that Hong Kong evacuated 100 people from an apartment complex after 2 people who were separated by 10 floors both came down with the virus. Authorities suspect a bathroom renovation caused air to escape through a pipe. This is something they're sensitive
Keeping the
to.
world
A similar
happy.
situation during the SARS outbreak sickened more than 300 people. So they are keeping a close eye on this situation as well.
Meanwhile, chilling images coming out of Chinese social media. Teams of people in hazmat suits seen dragging a panicked family from their apartment after they reportedly refused to self-quarantine. And this self-described citizen journalist defying the Chinese government to report on the shortages of masks and protective clothing now hasn't been seen or heard from in days. The 34-year-old man had already expressed anxiety over both the virus and the government's ability to silence dissent. This as Chinese President Xi Jinping made a rare appearance in a surgical mask, touring public locations and a city hospital in Beijing Monday afternoon, according to state media. But as the virus spreads beyond China, the search is now on for a so-called super spreader, a businessman from England who traveled to Singapore and then France, the UK, and his local pub. He's believed to have passed the virus to at least 7 different people, now linked to cases in 3 countries.
On average, medical experts say someone with this new virus spreads it to 2 or 3 people. A super spreader can spread it to 3 times that amount, and that is why medical experts say they are so cautious.
And there's the name of the movie.
Huge impact on
Super
the
Spreader.
We'll keep following all of the updates here on ABC News Live.
Well, sounds like a
I'm
movie
Natalie
about
with
SARS
your
and a porn, maybe. Bring this up a little bit. Slightly more bulbous nose than I've given him here. There you go. All the live videos I have over on the Instagram, on the YouTube right now, the YouTube, what am I, 70? Over on YouTube, my YouTube right now, are going to disappear soon. I'm going to be re-uploading them as like 5-minute hyperlapses, but the full hours will no longer be there. The plan. I think that's going to happen rather soon. I hate these video of the day segments because I don't like looking up, and it's mostly just people's shitty camera audio. Okay, I'm just gonna put in some very quick hatching. Just so I remember some spots to fill when I come down with a paint layer later. And again, this has all been on one layer. I hate doing this. This is the worst part. Oh, it's actually not bad. Alright, I'll leave it there then. I'm not going to fuck with it anymore. what I will do is grab a pastel brush, select the color, bring the flow and opacity down a little further than it is right now, and I'm just gonna try something. Like I say, these morning sketches are all about just messing around, doing something a little different. Leave the smudginess to that. I said he does have a slightly more bulbous nose than Joaquin. I do enjoy these pastel brushes. I'm going to let this side be more smudged, because the black is also probably still going to stay there. Go slightly darker for the suit when it comes to the red. This is mainly just for the texture of the pastel on the coat. Will be lightened later. We'll do the same. Again, just that pastel texture going underneath. So kind of going up and down with the intensity of the brush while I'm drawing it in there. Not radio music. Well, I don't know. just gonna be multiplied down. Actually, you know what? I didn't hate that. Let me see. Oh my god, this fucking video of the kid dancing to the Frozen song again. Could sell those as blacklight posters. I just enjoy going through. Confused if that actually changes anything or no. I don't think so. So, instead of multiply, I'm just going to bring it down below the other layer. I'll go up top. What is with the music, people? Okay. Actually, you know what? I will continue to use pastel. Because why the not? So I know what I'll do. For this, because it's very defined, I'm just going to quickly lasso it. Lasso? Probably would have been easier to go the other way. There you go. That's what I want. I just want.
And we certainly do say good morning, America.
People layer a lot.
A lot of snow bells around here this morning. We can feel it in here. We can feel it. Incredible. We're gonna celebrate. We got it all. A big morning in Times Square. So much excitement. Makes you feel good.
Gonna have it be where the makeup is a little smudged, so it fits the Heath look.
Don't want to miss that. This is gonna be good.
What's the most innovative daily news podcast out there to listen to every day? Well, the Edward R. Murrow Awards say it's Start Here, the daily news podcast from ABC News. Even the New York Times calls us a top news podcast worth listening to. So, if you like getting behind the biggest news stories of the day, inside all the details, the backstory, and what will happen next, then listen to Start Here, the daily news podcast.
If what they're talking about there is this YouTube channel, it really is not doing that. If there's a podcast, I guess, separately from this, that maybe contains information that I would actually care about on these subjects, other than just little blips and clips. Why am I so angry at ABC? Kind of like, I guess, how if you're working a factory job or something along those lines, and you have to listen to the radio on the same channel all day, every day. You don't hate the radio, man. It's just you've now Pavloved it to your job. So, like, your brain has settled it that you don't like it. What am I talking about? Sorry guys, I'm just mumbling here talking to myself. I know. I do that while I'm sketching live. I wonder if I do it while I'm sketching alone. Lower that. But I still want to put some in there.
I am getting ready to take a dive into equine therapy through Canyon Ranch.
Horse therapy. So
usually they've been on a similar routine for many years. Often they feel stuck, and they'll almost come in feeling completely depleted. And by being with horses, who are sensitive, intuitive animals, they truly can help us
they truly are.
To what's right for us.
We spent a lot of time.
And then just bring some of this back in.
Things we want to achieve over the course of the next year, and you know, the things that are kind of keeping me from being my authentic self. So I'm a little nervous that the horses are gonna tell me something about myself that I don't necessarily want to know. It's exciting, definitely slightly uneasy, but
I'm gonna toss a little bit more black up here too. There you go. Alright. I don't usually stay live on Instagram as well for this long, but here we are. What is that noise?
This is a somatic experience with the horse, meaning it's all about being in your body. It's different from perhaps a yoga retreat because we're working with a live animal. And this animal is giving us instant feedback.
Sounds like an animal, but I think
picking up and reflecting back to us about
it's not.
In that moment.
Sound from outside. You guys probably can't even hear it.
What just shifted?
Charlie is super calm. He's a very sweet horse. There's still some apprehension now. The more I brush, the more I think it's gonna be okay.
I see what I've done here.
We're gonna scare him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read too much.
Do you think you are? Or you are? Laugh, relax, loosen up, smile.
When I was 17, I had some very good beer.
With somebody's body language, with their tone of voice, what they need. And I often trust my intuition and what the horses are telling me about what to ask that person in the moment that'll take them to their place of truth so that they don't bypass it.
That we've come a long way in just the last hour. He's being kind to me. He's happy, I'm happy. All's well here at Canyon Ranch.
It's a slight bend, so it looks like it's bending over the.
About horses. So one of the reasons I wanted to come out here was so I could understand that passion a little bit more and bond with her on a deeper level. That's something that she really loved.
Women come into this mostly solo travelers and are able to bare their soul pretty quickly because there's trust.
Thanks for hitting the like.
Really a place and space where strangers can be real with each other and there's no judgment. And that's what makes it emotionally safe. It's possible for you when you slow down like this.
Let that bend along there.
At ease, less frantic.
You laugh and smile when you're in the moment.
There. Actually, that way.
you to conquer the bigger things in your life, or at least face them.
Now.
Parasite's big win at the Oscars Sunday was historic, and the audience for it was historically small. Just 23.6 million people tuned in to Hollywood's biggest night, the smallest audience ever for an Oscar show. That's down 20% from last year and 11% from 2018, which previously held the record for the least watched Oscars. Tonight, The Conners will do it live, an episode of the Roseanne spinoff which will incorporate actual live results from the New Hampshire primary as they happen. The sitcom is filmed in front of a live studio audience and stars Lori Metcalf and Sarah Gilbert also have live theater experience. Metcalf has 2 Tonys, but they tell me this is a lot different.
Theater is live, but you've rehearsed for 4 weeks and you know what you're doing, and it's not being recorded for posterity.
Yeah, no one can play back your mistakes.
Right.
Catch that live episode of The Conners tonight on ABC. A couple of popular shows sticking around for a little while longer. The Good Doctor getting a season 4 on ABC. Sex Education, a season 3 on Netflix. And hopefully she's celebrating with some friends. Today is Jennifer Aniston's birthday. She's 51.
And this was just a fun layer just because I wanted to try it.
And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Duplicate it. A bit of a blur. Section. Don't want this back here anymore. Nope. That's wrong. And I just want this here. Bring this one in. That's not right.
The most powerful stories of our time, anytime. Nightline. Your mom said, comb your hair. Your dad told you, smarten up. Your dog is judging you right now. And your best friend just called you crazy. We all need someone who'll pull no punches and give it to us straight. Now imagine getting your news like that. No bull, no spin. Just give it to me straight. Straightforward news. Straight to the heart of the story. ABC News. Straightforward.
Ismael? David.
Then
Good morning, America. A lot of smells around here this morning. We can feel it in here. Incredible. Big morning in Times Square. You don't want to miss that. This is going to be good. Ladies, are you ready? Sarah, come on, Kiki. I'm going to have some fun with this. Let's talk about the good. Right here in Times Square. This is amazing, man. It's funny.
I watch this show all the time.
here, we will add a gradient. This is a lot of messing around for nothing here right now. They don't have the basics anymore. There you go.
Tuesday. Number one, some surprises from the early voting in the New Hampshire Democratic primary.
Michael Bloomberg, who didn't even campaign in New Hampshire, came out ahead in one small community, but overall it was Senator Amy Klobuchar with the very early lead. Number two, breaking news out of California, a new case of coronavirus confirmed in San Diego overnight, bringing the total number of patients in the U.S. to 13.
Yeah, Monday marked the deadliest day since the outbreak began, with more than 100 patients succumbing to the illness.
The global death toll is now more than 1,000.
And on to number three, a major development in the massive Equifax hack.
The Justice Department has indicted 4 Chinese military members for the hack, which authorities say is part of a broader plan by China to commit economic espionage.
The security breach exposed 145 million Americans'
All right.
private information, including the
That
names,
should do that.
and social security numbers of nearly half the country.
Kind of want to hit like some purple in front too, but I won't.
That's right, the Hard Rock Casino has introduced a dozen new machines that are played online. Machines can't be played by people actually in the casino.
Get rid of the lines, and that's where we're at with the paint right now.
And finally,
So
number 5, the quest for Best in Show is on.
The Westminster Kennel Club
I would then start in here.
have already been chosen, including a Sheltie who shocked everyone by winning Best in the herding group.
But watch out, one of the finalists, Bono the Havanese, may have a leg up on the rest of the pack.
Delightful.
Placed second overall last year.
Good luck to all the doggies there. And don't forget the ABC News app for all the trending stories with your 5 things to know.
Right.
And I'm Kimberly Brooks. Have a great day.
What did I have that on?
Hey guys, Maggie Rulli here for ABC News Live. We're in Yokohama, Japan, where that cruise ship is still quarantined in the port here. This is going on day 8 of a 14-day quarantine. The latest numbers show that at least 135 people on board have tested positive for that new coronavirus. We know about at least 23 of them are Americans. There are plenty of other Americans on board as well. We've been talking with a lot of people on board that ship, and they tell us that right now they feel helpless. They feel afraid. They're totally dependent on the crew members to give them.
That's it for now. I'm just going to leave it where it's at. Cut it off on the bottom. I didn't even want all of that vest portion there. So, there.
A couple days ago, 66 people from that boat. So it's definitely something that people are concerned about. But it's not just here in Japan. We also know back in the States, the 13th confirmed case of this novel coronavirus has been recorded. It came on one of those evacuation flights from China. That adult is currently in San Diego.
If you're getting that desktop sound there, guys.
To find the exact status of how that patient is doing.
For some reason, my invert button is not working. Oh wow, what did that do?
Across the globe, 40,000 people have been sick.
I kind of like it.
Rising to more than 1,000. That is by far more than the SARS outbreak of 2002, 2003. Again, most of these are in mainland China, but many other countries have been picking up as well. Again, like we just said, 13 now in the United States. And in Hong Kong, where there are a lot of people nervous about the spread of this virus, we do know now that Hong Kong evacuated 100 people from an apartment complex after 2 people who were separated by 10 floors both came down with the virus. Authorities suspect a bathroom renovation caused air to escape through a pipe. It's something they're sensitive to. A similar situation during the SARS outbreak sickened more than 300 people. So
isn't that what I'd want to go in and do?
On this situation as well. Meanwhile, chilling images coming out of Chinese social media.
Is the actual black ink work on it? So I go grab an ink.
And this self-described citizen journalist defying the Chinese government to report on the shortages of masks and protective clothing now hasn't been seen or heard from in days. A 34-year-old man had already expressed anxiety over both the virus and the government's ability to silence dissent. This is Chinese
the crispy is not.
A rare appearance in a surgical mask, touring public locations and a city hospital in Beijing Monday afternoon, according to state media. But as the virus spread it's beyond China. The search is now on for a so-called super spreader, a businessman from England who traveled to Singapore and France, the UK, and his local pub. He's believed to have passed the virus to at least 7 different people, now linked to cases in 3 countries.
On average, medical experts say someone with this new virus spreads it to 2 or 3 people. A super spreader can spread it to 3 times that amount, and that is why medical experts say they are so cautious of this and say they can have a huge impact on the outbreak. We'll keep following all of the updates here on ABC News Live. I'm Maggie Rulli here in Yokohama, Japan.
I'm Adrienne Bankert in Los Angeles, and you're watching ABC News Live. Okay, I might be in Los Angeles, but I'm also in Lanford. And right behind us is Casita Bonita, one of the sound stages or one of the backdrops for the show The Connors. But I want to give you a little bit of a tour here. I'm going to have my kind cameraman, Jeff, follow me. First of all, you remember this set for years. The Connors, the living room, the kitchen, so many of the scenes that America has come to know and love. But this is the difference between any show that has been on before and tonight's episode. See all of these cameras, 14 cameras lined up. You can actually see where the audience will also be tonight as they participate in a live show, but also incorporate some of the results from the New Hampshire primaries in real time. So the actors will have to stick to a script, but they'll also have to ad-lib responding in that real time to what they see projected on the screen, which is the same thing that all of America is going to be watching as well, those New Hampshire primaries. It's incorporated into the script that deals with young Mark's school project, but it's something that's relevant to all of us. So Tuesday night, tonight, we're going to be seeing something that's never been seen before on television, and it is
this is them trying
live.
To get viewers.
First on the East Coast at 8 p.m., and then on the West Coast at 8 p.m., you'll see it happening, and again, it's a very ambitious.
So they have to do it
actors
twice.
are going to have to switch hats between doing it scripted and doing it improv. We'll see exactly what it looks like. You'll be tuned in here on ABC and online. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Adrienne Bankert in Los Angeles.
Hi, Carly. Carly.
And you're watching ABC News Live.
If you want to get the actual, just the screen, if you go over to my YouTube, it's just directly in on the screen, and you can see it. No glare. And I don't know if the audio's better over there, maybe.
If I'm going to stand by and watch us lose this country to Donald Trump a second time.
If you are tired of the extremes in our politics, you have a home with me.
An unwieldy field.
Now it's decision time. It's such a pleasure to be campaigning here in New Hampshire one day before the voting starts.
All of them hoping famously independent voters.
This is the power in our hands.
Throw their campaigns a lifeline.
Let's get up and take back this country and take it back now.
For the Democrats, the 2020 campaign is off to a disastrous start. This has probably been their worst week since Hillary Clinton lost to Donald Trump. Iowa was supposed to narrow the field of candidates. It didn't.
The Iowa caucus is in chaos this morning.
After the catastrophe at the Iowa caucuses, New Hampshire is more important than it's been in years.
It is enormously important.
Today, the candidates fanned out across the Granite State, making their final appeal.
Senator Sanders,
crisscrossing the state.
Pete Buttigieg is meeting some of the largest crowds.
Along with our ABC News colleagues. Not just the Democrats.
There's no question that Trump supporters are energized.
Time is 10:30.
We talked with some of those Trump voters who told us they're not surprised to see Democrats struggling to settle on a standard. The president survived impeachment. The stock market is soaring. His poll numbers are up. Which Democrat are you most worried about?
None of them.
None of them?
None of them. Trump's going to get it all the way. He's going all the way.
There's nobody that I'm worried about. No matter who he goes up against, they're all liars.
We've just left the Trump rally. Now we're headed over to a Bernie event in Ringe, New Hampshire, about an hour away. After that, we go to Elizabeth Warren. Bernie Sanders supporters are betting on big ideas and a return to progressive principles. Last time around, Bernie Sanders was the insurgent, but here in New Hampshire, they fought the bird. This time,
nope.
Own
only Bernie can beat Trump, because Trump is so good at manipulating people, finding their weak spots, and, you know, attacking them in ugly ways. And Bernie is impenetrable to any of them.
Bernie has been fighting bullies for 40 years. And he'll know how to beat this one, too.
Tomorrow could begin the end of Donald Trump.
Senator Sanders, a new Quinnipiac poll has you on top for the first time. What do you say to that?
Polls are fine, but winning elections are more important.
Mayor Pete says your politics frustrate people.
Bernie's biggest competitor, according to the polls, is the former
Also, again, guys, the reason I have the news on in the background is because it won't get me dinged on Instagram or YouTube, or at least it hasn't yet.
This time around. There's a dark horse in Iowa. Not anymore.
Yeah.
We are reminded of the stakes in a new way every day. Today, tonight, as we speak.
The oldest candidate and the youngest, two ends of an argument taking place right now within the Democratic Party about which direction the party should go and who is best equipped to defeat the president.
This is an age-old argument that they've had. Is it revolution or is it evolution? Do you go big, go bold, or do you try to aim for the middle? Democrats have never felt more strongly that an incumbent president has to be beaten, but they've, in a lot of ways, never been more divided about exactly how to do that.
Sanders alone calls himself a democratic socialist, but he doesn't have that left-hand lane all to himself. On the progressive side, along with Senator Sanders, there's also Senator Elizabeth Warren. She's passionate, she's progressive, she has ideas, but she's also in third place.
She has ideas.
Between Warren and Pete
It's
Buttigieg.
a very
But again, it's electability.
endearing statement there.
Are convinced that the Democrats' best
She has ideas.
finding a candidate who they think appeals most
Yeah,
to the
this
middle.
looks more like where I wanted it to cut off. It was right there.
He spent some time delivering donuts to bus drivers.
So that works.
He was presumed to be the front runner until Iowa.
I am not going to sugarcoat it. We took a gut punch in Iowa.
Biden has been frantically lowering expectations here.
I think it's all
There.
been a flip side.
There's a sense that I've seen on Joe Biden that they know the end is near. And I think there's a real, almost puzzlement in Biden's camp and around him as to why this is so hard.
In the closing days here in New Hampshire, Biden launched this attack ad, contrasting their different experience.
Joe Biden helped to negotiate the Iran deal. And under threat of disappearing pets, Buttigieg negotiated lighter licensing regulations on pet chip scanners.
Now I know some are asking, what business does the South Bend mayor have seeking the highest office in the land?
Buttigieg is pushing back on Biden's criticism.
The city you're the mayor of isn't even the biggest city in the country. It's more like Manchester, New Hampshire.
Some of the voters we met today believe Biden has a point.
Mayor Buttigieg is, getting a lot of attention, but I don't think he's ready.
And this is the candidate who may be poised to have her moment here in New Hampshire. A moderate
Okay.
alternative to Biden and Buttigieg, Senator Amy Klobuchar.
So this is where we're at
Probably heard we're on a bit of a
with that now.
Undecided voters like Daniela are starting to swing her way.
I'm here today to see Amy and see what I think. I'm looking for somebody who has a big tent. I really think we have to be very careful not to alienate.
So we just put the actual lines in over the top, and what I'm gonna do
Elizabeth Warren is a fantastic candidate. I like her a lot. I just don't
is
think
go pull out the lower lines. So now we have the paint and the lines. Now to bring them together.
electability, actually. I'm a physician, so I'm all for, a national health system. But I think it's an electability problem.
My colleague Mary Bruce got a temperature check from Klobuchar today.
You're having a real moment. You're surging. Are you ready for the attacks that are going to come with that?
Already have had a lot of attacks. I have to deal with it.
This may be the granite state. The people's first impressions
pencils.
have yet to harden.
That was the first sketch I was doing. If you didn't catch that, go check that out on the YouTube as well. That was the sketch with pencils over it now. And actually, you know what? I'm not sure I'm loving the
winning.
It is the sellout crowd for Trump. I'm David Wright for Nightline in Manchester.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Joaquin makeup on the look. I mean,
The trip was awesome. We had such a great time.
I get it. Oh, I didn't put any skin color. Maybe that's a part of the problem, actually.
I was thinking about canceling the trip a little bit early because we were hearing the coronavirus and everything like that. And they're like, no, we're halfway across the world. Let's just stick it out.
Rush.
A 30-day cruise around Asia on the Diamond Princess, seen in all its glory in this promotional video, and it was just about to come to an end. What day were you supposed to disembark?
12 hours literally after they told us to record.
12 hours. He was so close.
The next morning we woke up and we were in the middle.
And we couldn't move. Like, I tried to go get coffee. It was like 7:45, and all the staff was like, report to your room.
Now, Melina and Guy and almost 37
And now they're trapped.
others aboard the cruise dock south of Tokyo are part of the largest cluster of novel coronavirus cases outside mainland China. Now the number of passengers infected doubling to 135, including 23 Americans. Guests aboard the boat
Right, this side is supposed to be smudged a little more, so
asked to take their temperature every 2 to 3 hours. They only have access to the above deck for fresh air once every 4
I'll bring that down a bit. Actually, yeah, that does make it look a little bit better. I don't hate it.
Newly retired couple John and Melanie Herring were quarantined in a cabin without windows.
This is the first time we've been outside with sun.
I think that's way too dark. So yeah.
6, and we're almost over
That's
the
not awful.
hump.
But on day 7 of their quarantine, their worst fear, the couple telling us
Duplicate.
John was burning up with a 103-degree fever, and they say they're waiting for help.
We got a great big bucket of ice, and then we're doing cold compresses on John. His fever is now 100.
Parts I don't love with this.
Just trying to keep him cool and comfortable. He's burning up, and just having prayers for him.
We know not just with this novel coronavirus, but many respiratory.
Who is Joker for me? Anybody who's cast as Joker is Joker. I mean, who is my favorite who portrayed the role? I'm still sticking with Caesar. But, I mean, everybody brings their own thing to it, right? Caesar's just the one who started it, and I can't get over just that. How do you come up with taking that from the page to the screen?
The detection of this small number of cases could be the spark that becomes a bigger fire.
Officials say more than 40,000 people worldwide have been confirmed.
So I just took out some of the sketchy.
All in mainland China. Most cases have been mild, but more than 1,000 people have died. The death toll surpassing the SARS outbreak of 2002.
SARS was a type
What
of
is the Joker for me?
MERS was also
What do you mean?
a type of coronavirus. They got a lot of attention because they spread from their country of origin.
Oh, what is he for me?
Mortality rates.
Experts say the novel coronavirus.
Oh, he's, I don't know, he's a character I enjoyed reading in comics and I enjoyed dressing up as.
Of this virus could go person to person. It upped the ante, if you will, in terms of its likelihood of becoming a pandemic.
With global concern growing, the Chinese government is expanding its efforts to contain the virus.
Why is that not
State TV
doing what it's
documented
supposed
the
to do?
construction of 2 hospitals in just over a week.
Oh,
and a convention
brush.
center
That's
converted
why.
into a massive quarantine center for thousands. On Friday, the 34-year-old Chinese doctor who raised the alarm about the coronavirus died from the outbreak he warned the world about. Only 1 American is known to have died from the coronavirus, and that was in China. Still, the question remains whether the virus poses a serious threat in the U.S. with at least 13
Doing things he does? You mean cosplaying him? I don't understand why you're asking, kid.
In the United States is tracing contacts, finding out where someone's been, who they've come in contact with, and then following up with those
I guess it's been an
individuals
hour.
to make sure that they don't develop symptoms.
Military bases across the country are serving as quarantine centers. At March Air Reserve Base in Riverside, California, 195 passengers who were recently in China are now on lockdown.
So we just got the news that we're going to be quarantined here for 14 days.
The future of this new coronavirus still remains uncertain as countries try to contain the spread while scientists are making progress towards a new vaccine.
The great news with this coronavirus outbreak is that the Chinese got the DNA sequence of this coronavirus and released that to the world very, very early on.
Tonight, back on board the Diamond Princess, nerves are high as guests are waking up to their 8th day in quarantine and uncertain how much longer they'll have to wait.
No, I'm an idiot. So I guess that was an hour.
On February 19th, you'll be released, but it's like we're still scared. Like, God forbid.
I'm just about to be done now. I'm going to leave in a few.
In Yokohama, Japan.
If you'd like to watch the full video, well, right now it's here on the Instagram, but here on my Instagram. But if you want to watch the full thing, it'll be up on my YouTube, at least for the next few days.
I have to ask you about your emails. Your father had taken Hillary Clinton to task for this.
There just is no equivalency.
So the idea of lock her up doesn't apply to you.
You know, Comey, how strange is it for you to sit here and compare the president to a mob boss? Very strange.
Michelle Obama.
What do you wish you could tell your pre-White House self?
Melania Trump.
You think there's still people there that he can't trust?
Yes.
Still working out.
Yes.
Michael Cohen.
So he's still lying.
Yes.
And now, in a year with so much on the line, we're right there.
Good evening tonight from Washington. A very busy news night.
America's #1 news source.
A very busy news night.
We all need someone who'll pull no punches and give it to us straight. No bull, no spin. Now imagine getting your news like that. Just give it to me straight. ABC News, straightforward.
Tell us for the record. Jeffrey Edward Epstein.
Every girl that meets Jeffrey starts off with giving him a massage. He's like, I'll pay you $200 for every girl that he brings me.
Who else was underage?
All of them.
All of them.
He told me the younger the better.
How did he get so rich? How did he get away with it for so long? And what do the women who survived his crimes have to say? Truth and Lies, Jeffrey Epstein. Listen free now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever.
Just tapping some green in over these white portions here.
News podcast out there to listen to every day. Well, the Edward R. Murrow Awards
I will probably go in later with a lot more detail on this, but yeah, I do like now the Joaquin look with the other lines added in.
Boyfriend? How come you didn't tell me? I don't know. I guess he's my boyfriend.
Yeah, we'll
the
see.
Connors are famous for bringing tough topics and everyday
We'll see where it goes.
to light.
I don't like the way you got here. You broke the law, and you could be putting me in a bad situation.
What I like about this show is it doesn't gloss over the real moments. It hangs on to them.
Now TV's most outspoken family is making history. Their newest episode airs live on ABC this Tuesday, incorporating into the script the real-life results of the New Hampshire primaries.
We're hoping that maybe people who wouldn't be watching the results might, because it's integrated into an entertainment program.
It's like kind of giving them a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down.
Yeah.
Ames McNamara, who plays teenager Mark, is watching the results of the Democratic primary for a homework assignment.
I do think that kids my age have a lot of opinions about what is happening, so the adults have to vote because we can't.
But with the show going live, unedited,
Good call,
airing on
kid.
both the East and West Coast, those real moments will only be partially
Alright,
scripted,
and I think that's
going
gonna be it for that.
Polling in real time.
If something goes down, I mean, if there's some surprises,
For now.
we're going to find out about it on the show, and they're going to hear the family talk about it.
We're going to have a television here that actually is showing the footage of the New Hampshire primary.
Lacey Goranson, who fans have come to love and know as Becky, showed us some of the tricks they'll have to pull off to make this episode
Alright.
run smoothly.
I have
I'm gonna
to
save this down
across
and leave.
Lanford to Casita Bonita.
Thank you guys for watching. If you watched on Instagram or on YouTube or wherever, go follow me on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share.
Make my entrance here.
If you join my Patreon, that would mean a whole lot to me. Anybody who is a patron of mine right now, thank you so much.
Channeling them into excitement.
Yeah.
I want to make this fun. I want to make
Dun
this
dun 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 dun.
have a ball.
Quack.
For Nightline, I'm Adrienne Bankert in Los Angeles.
That was for Instagram. That quack. Not for you, YouTube. For YouTube, I'm going to well, nothing really. I'm just gonna end it. All right. Thanks for joining today, guys. It's been a pleasure, fun, as always. If you have ideas, leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, and have a great day. It actually looks pretty nice out. 2/11/2020. That Joker guy drawing the Joker. Dun 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 dun. Quack.